Have you ever signed up for a marathon, but you haven't even run around your block? That sounds ridiculous, right? Because that it doesn't make any sense. There's like an order, there's a sequence. You have to train for that. Well, then why are we all running to get to the end, to get to this mountaintop experience, quote unquote, but we necessarily haven't taken all the steps. We haven't built up our capacity, our lung capacity. We haven't built up the strength in our legs. We don't have a core. Well, it's like that in the spiritual. I mean, heck, it's like that in anything practically. It all follows sort of the same rules. Now, yes, you can have a supernatural experience, but if you're not being diligent, and this is a word that I feel like God has given me, diligence. I want to be disciplined so bad, but I'm not in all things. And so, to me, the kindness of God, He told me, just be diligent. So, for me, that's taking consistent action. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small. Break it down to micro steps, but just consistently do that. Now you got that thing down, then you can add a little something to it. You ran around the block, now you're running around the track a couple times, now you're doing and over time, then yes, you'll be able to run this marathon. But you can't just sign up with having even, you don't even have running shoes. You don't even have a pair of running shoes, but you are ready to go sign up for something and ready to go jump on stage and ready to go do the most. But you haven't taken consistent action to do your part. And while the Lord can supernaturally do a thing, there's a lot of immediatelys in the Bible. He also wants to see, what are you doing to prepare? He can blow on anything and have it turn into the biggest thing ever and make success, and he can put his favor on you, and that thing can go crazy and wild. But in the preparation and in the diligence, you will see, you will increase your stewardship. You will start to produce fruit so you can see what I can handle. You'll start to be honest with yourself and with God with what you can truly handle and where you feel the limitations are. I mean, this relationship with Christ is real. And I don't think that personal growth, in fact, I know that personal growth, yes, it can happen and you can have it secular, but there is a much deeper well that you can go to when you are operating, when you have a spiritual foundation. And for some people who are not there, that might sound a little Looney Tunes. And yet I can't, what's the word that I'm looking for? I can't lie, essentially, about what I know to be true in my own experiences about when you surrender, when you allow God to come into your life, when you really start to build a relationship with the God of the universe, the kind of things that can happen. And I'm not just talking about supernatural, crazy things. I'm talking about the moment when you are able to praise your way out of depression, out of a depressive episode. I won't say out of depression, but out of a depressive episode. When you're able to praise and pray your way out of fear, or you're able to still take moments when you're able to hear and feel in your spirit how God is talking to you, when you're able to break maybe a generational curse, but for sure generational patterns and habits that you have personally had for a long time by just walking with the Lord, that's personal growth. And so there is, in my coaching, there's going to be a fundamental element of spiritual growth. Now, you don't have to believe what I believe. Yet, if you believe, if you don't have an idea of your identity and your creation and ultimately how you see your purpose and why you were created in the first place, it's going to be really hard for you to have and understanding of how to move forward, the gifts that were just divinely given to you, that even your skills and your talents are not mishaps or random, but that they all weave together for a purpose. And so with that, you're able to be purposed in your spirit, and you're able to walk some things out, but then you also figure like, oh, this is not random. And so then you can be diligent in your craft and increasing the level of excellence in these things and how you walk. And there's intentionality that comes with that. And so now, boom, you're a new creation with a new perspective on your life, and you're walking in purpose, and now you have this spiritual connection and help that's much greater than what you could do on your own. Why wouldn't we want to tap into that? I think it's a beautiful thing. And what I have found is that the more lasting changes that are made with Christ and with God and along Him and in step with Him are truly mind-boggling and life-giving and sustaining, even when it's not easy.